Batch of numbers in Maricopa County is supposed to drop, as we mentioned, in a couple of hours.
We're standing by, and it could give us perhaps a clearer view of which way our state's going in the presidential race. Political editor Dennis Welch is in studio tonight. I know every time we're standing by with those numbers and the calculators doing the math, it comes down to math.
Yeah, and I was talking to one of the top Republican pollsters here in the state. His name is George Califf. He works for Data Orbital, and he's telling me that it could all hinge on tonight. Right now, the president's got a very slim chance, he says, at overtaking Joe Biden in that lead right now. But this drop here in a couple hours could be very key for the president if he wants to stay in the hunt. So where are we right now? Statewide, we're looking at about 235,000 votes to 240,000 votes left to be counted. In Maricopa County, the big prize here with all the votes, about 140,000 plus provisionals and those ballots that are left to be adjudicated. Now tonight we're expecting about 60 to 70,000 ballots to be updated tonight, and Mr. Trump has got to win a big majority of those, well over 60% of those votes, according to the analysts I spoke with today, to keep in the hunt in this. He said that the drop earlier today that Mr. Trump needed to be about 14% higher than Mr. Biden, but however, it came out with about a 5% advantage in that. It was not enough from this drop of ballots earlier this morning to keep pace in this election when have any hopes right now of winning Arizona. So if you think that the president is going to see these numbers tonight and maybe concede Arizona, then you haven't been paying a lot of attention. Don't expect that tonight. And as we also know too, it could still be too close. I'm not sure if we're going to see anybody call this race tonight, but this drop is going to be significant.
It definitely feels different, Dennis, because in years past, we might have seen projections already as we look at some of these states, but it seems like this year, extra cautious and making sure that every vote, I mean, it's so close in some of these states.
And I've been saying this all week long, I don't think there is anything wrong with just counting all the votes and waiting for all those votes to be counted before you start declaring a winner. I think you can be safe on that. I know that some people have made some projections. That's fine. They've got their mathematicians and whatnot. But if you want to wait until everything is counted, I don't think a lot of people have a lot of problem with that.
It might be moot in Arizona after all, because if Pennsylvania comes in tonight,
it could be all over. I mean, all he needs to take is Pennsylvania, and that would give him more than 270 that he needs to go ahead and win, 4 more years here in the White House.
I think we have a little bit of time. What about races here for the state House and the state Senate?
That's pretty interesting. You're looking at the numbers coming in there now. I just want to be able to say that you look at some of the money that was spent in IEs, independent expenditures. Millions of dollars were spent trying to take out vulnerable Republicans, both in the Senate and the House. And as of right now, it doesn't look like much is going to change, if anything is going to change. A lot of Democrats are looking at each other saying we didn't get much return on our investment, and some people are starting to point some fingers at some leaders in the Democrat Party saying maybe you didn't spend the money as well as you should have. Why did you allocate resources here instead of over here right now? So if you look at the big level for Democrats in Arizona, they're leading right now in the presidential race. They're very happy about that. Looks like they're sending Mark Kelly, the Democrat, to Washington to represent the state in the Senate, so they can point to those two races as potential big victories. But when it comes down to the state legislature, a lot of disappointment tonight.
Interesting. Okay, and we're standing by because Joe Biden's going to be speaking tonight sometime around 6 o'clock our time, and we'll carry that. And of course, check back in with you a little bit later as those numbers come in. Crunch the calculator. Thanks,
Dennis.